Hey everybody, welcome to Wednesday. Time for another edition of the 10 TV Weather Impact Show. It's Bree and I, we've got you covered. And you know when your meteorologist's hair is in a ponytail, that's a sign of a very humid day.
Yeah, I was going to say this mugginess is not okay. And
I
I
know.
actually have some behind the scenes things. We were talking about it earlier. So I usually have my hair done before I get into work. It's like 3:30 in the morning, so it's really early, but I make sure to have it done right before I come in. Lately though, it's literally the distance from my car to inside the newsroom.
Not worth
the mugginess just messes it up. So I'm having to do my hair again. That just shows you how humid it is outside.
You got to save yourself some time, girl. This weather, at least we get a little break. I'll show you the next couple days, but this weekend it's going to get super hot.
I'm going to follow your lead with that ponytail.
Seriously, why not, right? It's a lot less stress, and just otherwise bring the hairspray, put it in your bag even this evening for sure. But we do want to talk about the 10 TV Weather Impact Alert Day. That is later today. You can see the timing I have there. Begins at about 7 o'clock and goes until 1 a.m. It is for strong to potentially severe storms. So you want to make sure you have those ways to get warnings, because the worst part is with overnight storms, with storms after dark, after you go to bed, you really can't see the storms coming until literally you hear the thunder or the wind right outside your house. And so I always like to say, just in case, make sure you have something on your phone that can go off if there is, say, a tornado warning issued. Now, our tornado threat is low with the threat of storms today, but it's not zero. And you just never know, and as we know, it takes one storm, because we have all different types of hazards that will be possible with any storms that do develop for today. So over the next 6 hours, again, you can see those temperatures continuing to climb this afternoon, and the humidity is also on the rise as well. So if you are somebody that's a golfer, like me, you want to get out and about and try to get in 9, well, I mean, this afternoon's not going to be bad. But the later we get into the day, closer to that 6, 7 o'clock hour, you don't want to still be on the golf course as we get close to sunset. Now, tomorrow, the better chances will be for the second half of the day. But if you're trying to pick, hey, I would choose Friday. Friday will be a little bit warmer for us, but it's also going to have a lot more sunshine and a lot less chance of storms. But I did mention the dew points, and I want to show you where we're at today, because this is why we are really feeling it. We have dew points in the 70s, which is like right next to the top of our schedule. But as we go into the next couple of days, especially, we go down a little bit. It's still going to be humid, but it's not going to be as soupy, I guess you could call it, as today as you step out the door. So what types of impacts are we looking at, though, for these storms later tonight? Well, everything is low except strong winds. The best chance would be for damaging wind gusts. That might be why a warning is issued, but any of the other hazards are possible. So for large hail, a severe warning would go out for 1 inch in diameter or more. That's about the size of a quarter. And of course, tornadoes, they would be very brief, quick spin-ups embedded within some of the cells that come through. Flooding threat is also low, and again, that's going to be pretty much for those heavier downpours. But if there is a watch issued, what does that mean? Well, that means, hey, heads up, there's a potential, even more so, for us to have severe weather to be developing. Now, if a warning is issued, that means it's happening or it's about to occur. You want to make sure to take shelter. Again, stay inside. Interior room, you don't want to be anywhere near windows, because as you know, sometimes it's not the wind, it's what's in the wind that can be dangerous, or actually a tree branch comes down. So just make sure you're taking all precautions. Again, it's more of a minimal threat for us today, but I just want you to be prepared for everything, because I don't know about you, I'd rather be prepared for something and nothing happens versus not be prepared and then you have worst case scenario. So I'm going to walk you through. Again, this morning we had plenty of sunshine. Going into the afternoon, a few pop-up cells are still possible, but again, these are going to be more isolated. Most of us will be dry and partly sunny through the entire afternoon. As we head into the early evening, again, here's 7 o'clock. You can start to see those storms firing up to our west. As they continue to push to the east, you notice this sort of looks like a bow with a bow and arrow. Whenever we see a bowing signature like this, that's an indicator to me as a meteorologist of a very strong outflow winds, or winds that come in the downdrafts of a storm and then they spread out and they speed up. That's where you could get those damaging wind gusts. So that's what we have to watch really closely. And when I see that kind of pattern set up, that immediately in my mind is my #1 concern. But you can see still some cells looking to develop, even going into the midnight hour, although this would be past Columbus. So then the threat would shift to places like McConnellsville, Athens, over toward New Lexington and MacArthur. But as of right now, with the timing, it does look like that should all be wrapped up as we go into the 2-3 o'clock hour. But there could be a little extra oomph in the atmosphere that for Thursday morning, maybe you're an early riser, that we do have some showers and thunderstorms pop up. It doesn't look to be a severe event. We could have an isolated storm or two that's on the stronger side, but this would happen between 6 and 9, which unfortunately would be during the morning commute or when you're, heading out to work. So just know that this is something that's going to be possible going into the morning. However, what does happen is after the lunch hour, this does look to clear out. Drier air starts to fill in. Most of us will be dry and sunny for the rest of the afternoon. This is Juneteenth, by the way. It's a holiday, so you might actually be off work. And then as we go into Friday, that's why I'm saying Friday is going to be a lot more sunshine. We're going to start to warm up. And then we really start to heat up. I mean, there's really barely any clouds on the forecast until we get into the afternoon on Friday, which looks to be mainly dry, especially Thursday and Friday when you have this warm weather. A pop-up shower or storm is definitely not out of the question. But if you're thinking about trying to get your lawn taken care of, I would highly recommend, I would wait till this weekend, but if you're going to do it, I would do it again as soon as possible today or wait until the second half of the day tomorrow. But Friday and Saturday look good. Now, Saturday, though, we're going to have some serious heat, so just keep that in mind. But for today, main highlights, going to be warm and muggy and partly sunny. There's the storms that come later, again, after 7, and with those soupy dew points, it's definitely going to feel pretty nasty as we go into the afternoon. 87 for the high. Now, because we have that system come through, you'll notice it does cool us down into the upper 70s. That's actually below average for this time of year. But Friday, we're back close to average, and then this weekend, we're going to really start to focus the next couple of days on this heat because we are looking at dangerous heat possible because with highs in the mid to upper 90s, there's really no relief. And with the humidity that's going to be building in, we could be looking at feels like temperatures in the triple digits. That's extremely dangerous. Heat exhaustion, heat stroke, any heat-related illnesses are more likely when you have temperatures like that. So you can still have a fun weekend. You just want to be planned.
No, that scared me. When I saw 96 on your forecast, I was like, oh,
are we in Texas? Are we in Florida?
Match that with the mugginess. I don't know. I may have to stay inside. I don't know. That's just me.
I know.
Can't deal with that, especially if it's going to feel like triple digits.
Yeah, you got to be either in the pool or in the air conditioning. Those are my two options.
A pool's always a great option.
Yeah, exactly. Just wear the sunscreen because it is going to be blatant sun as well.
Oh my gosh. Well, hey, it might be getting hot, but that just means it's more important now than ever to stay hydrated, especially if you're taking part of outdoor events. Now, this weekend, actually, the inaugural 97 to 1 race is in just a few days over in Westerville. There are 3 options: a 1 mile mile walk, I should say, or run, a 5K fun run, or a 9.71 kilometer run. Yeah, which comes out to about 6 miles there. I'm not sure about that one.
No.
It all starts on Saturday, and you can sign up the day of the race. Now, head over to the fans' website at 971thefan.com. That's going to be a tough one, 6 miles.
And it's going to be a 90s, so you definitely want to prepare ahead. Make sure you stay hydrated. No, I'm not doing 6 miles. I'll be honest. I mean, if I walk 6 miles, it's on the beach.
Yeah, I know, exactly. I'll take that too. I'll be right there with you. But obviously, it's a great cause and a great event for folks over at 97.1. So
come
definitely
support our radio friends, yes.
And if you're doing the 6 miles, we love you even more for that.
Yes, take pictures and tag us for sure.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to go into some other stories now. Now, this morning, ash and dust actually is covering an entire community in Indonesia. That's following a volcano eruption. You can see just how massive this ash plume is. Wow. It reached over 6 miles tall. There is now a risk radius around the mountain for ash and possible lava. Indonesia sits in the Pacific Ring of Fire. That's actually the place that's a lot of seismic activity and volcanic eruptions will happen.
That video's insane.
Oh my, I can't even imagine looking up and seeing that. It looks like
the colors,
it's crazy.
The colors
so
that we're
scary.
noticing. I mean, it's huge. That's crazy. Well, you may have heard the loud noise in the southern part of the state where cicadas are out in full force.
Yes. Now, their noise may bother some of you, but for 2 researchers in Kentucky, it's actually music to their ears.
Oh my gosh, a biology professor at Center College and a student are taking this time to study cicadas. They are studying everything from their biology to just how much noise they actually make.
The sounds that you hear are only the males, and basically what they're trying to do is be as loud and noisy as possible to attract the females.
Center College's campus is more like someone's yard, and so people are more likely to see those cicadas really kind of congregating around a particular tree, and they'll take more notice of it.
Cicadas will be back in the ground the next couple of weeks. The next time Central Ohio will see cicadas actually won't be until 2033.
Thank goodness.
That is some good news for us here. At least me and Mayor can agree. Taking a whole study to do that too. I don't even want to see a cicada, let alone study them.
Well, let's go to the next story then. Finally, people living in a particular neighborhood near Los Angeles, they are dealing with a peacock population problem. And get this, it's running afoul.
Let's see what you did there.
They're usually quiet surroundings. Now, the city has received complaints about noise, which I didn't know they were that loud, damaged roofs, waste, and traffic hazards. There you go. That's right up your alley for years. Now, a recent peacock explosion is, again, ruffling more feathers.
Okay.
While some residents enjoy the colorful birds.
We love them very much. We appreciate them. They're gentle. They bring such a vibrant energy into our neighborhood. I really feel that they're like my best neighbors. The more the merrier.
Now, the city council has a plan to relocate the birds, but that probably won't happen until the fall, so get used to it. Once the roundup begins, the peacocks will be taken, to farms and ranches, finding them in new homes. See, it's a win-win for everybody, but
they're beautiful
they're
birds.
such beautiful, look at that.
You know, fun fact, peacock in Spanish is pavo real, and pavo real, and it translates to royal turkey. So that's kind of, you think of it as like a fancy turkey,
Dang.
That's kind of what the Spaniards think. So I think
Yeah,
that's
those
pretty
birds, I mean, the way they strut with them feathers, I
mean,
understand.
That's royalty to me.
Yes, it is. Well, we wanted to end with a little bit of fun. Again, we do have that 10 weather impact alert day. So to get the latest, you can always get updates here on 10 TV Plus. But tonight at 6, Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz will be here. He will track the storms with you hour by hour to make sure you stay safe and informed. But know you can always catch more news and weather online at 10tv.com. And we hope you have a great afternoon.